Shabbat Shalom, Kol Halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Ba'ashim Akakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, even the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word and truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. To the Aqua that are listening, learning, being a pillar of rest. To the 144,000, the one-third, the hopeful elect of Israel. I'm the brother Yahshua, back with the WW3 Daily Update. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to you all. We're going to start right here. 2nd Ezra 16 and mass death. Woe is me. 2nd Ezra 16:17. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? Those days are today, these days. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. The beginning of famine and great death, war. The beginning of wars, plural, including the one down in Gaza, including the one in Lebanon, including the one in Yemen, including the one in that region, including the one that we're waiting on a strike from Iran to go into Palestine, if you will, right? Beginning of wars, okay? Many, many wars. And the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, bad times. What shall I do when these evils shall come? So, beginning of wars and great death, right? Sad, sad time. World war is coming. Anyway, this is Amy Goodman here at Democracy Now!, which I'm a little ambivalent about. Anyway, 1 hour ago, we're going to let her just talk a little bit about war and the effects of war. And, you know, if you're on the battlefield and you don't have a weapon and you're not shooting back, but you're still somehow in the war and that kind of thing, that's what's going on. So let's hear a little bit about it from, I would say, a pretty even-keeled source. So take it away, Amy.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. As northern Gaza remains under a brutal Israeli siege for over a month, Al Jazeera reports at least 17 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli strikes on the north since dawn. This follows Israeli attacks on at least 2 schools turned shelters for displaced people in Gaza City Thursday. Survivors said the bombing came without warning.
We were baking bread, and our children were sitting around us, and we were at the bottom, and we saw nobody, and the floor shook. The bomb hit, and all the tents were destroyed. People ran. Some people were martyred on the floor. Rubble fell on us, and people were torn to pieces. Where is the humanity? Where is the rest of the world? Where is the mercy? We have never seen any nation waging war on children. I am 65 years old, and I've never seen any nation waging war on children.
Over 1,800 Palestinians have been killed since Israel launched its deadly onslaught on the northern Gaza in October, many of them children, though that figure is likely a vast undercount, saying something like 70% of the population that has died are women and children. Meanwhile, Israeli attacks have also continued near central Gaza's Nusayr refugee camp and in Gaza City, where Israel's issued a new forced displacement order for Palestinians who have nowhere safe left to go. Top UN officials have again warned the entire Palestinian population in North Gaza, quote, is at imminent risk of dying from disease, famine, and violence, unquote. While UNICEF and other groups describe the conditions in northern Gaza as apocalyptic. For at least the past 7 weeks, Israel's persistently blocked life-saving humanitarian aid and food convoys from entering North Gaza, leaving families and children to starve. The last few operational hospitals in northern Gaza are on the brink of collapse, lacking critical supplies, while also coming under repeated Israeli attacks and raids, with many doctors and medical workers killed or detained. We go now to Jan Egeland, Secretary General of the Norwegian Refugee Council. He's joining us from Amman, Jordan. He just left Gaza. Can you tell us what you saw with your own eyes, Jan?
Yeah, I spent 3 days in Gaza, and I'm shattered, really, as a human being, by seeing so much suffering from Rafah in the south to Gaza City in the north, it's devastation beyond belief. This is a small territory where there are 2.2 million people crammed together with no escape and under the most intense and most indiscriminate bombardment anywhere in the world in recent memory. And while they're also starved because very little aid is coming in, and the little aid which is coming in has enormous problems in being distributed. And in northern Gaza, just next door to Gaza City where I was, there is a besiegement which is a deliberate starvation of the population there while they're being bombarded to depopulate the area. This is unlawful also beyond belief. Every rule in the Geneva Conventions are being trampled on in Gaza.
Can you comment on what's called the General's Plan drafted by Israeli military officers calling for the systematic denial of humanitarian aid in the north, which has basically been labeled as ethnic cleansing?
Yeah, I mean, lots of people fear this plan, have heard about this plan, and I don't know whether it is official Israeli policy, but what I know is that the effect of the Israeli military campaign is that people are driven out of northern Gaza systematically. And the settlers, these are the criminal gangs in the West Bank that are colonizing the land of the Palestinians, they are celebrating the Trump victory because they want to go back also and colonize Gaza, especially the north, where people are driven out. The Israeli defense forces have said that it is a deliberate campaign to drive people out with no return.
Scorched earth. So he slipped that in about the Trump campaign. Did you hear that? How those two are in lockstep with each other. And when I say those two, I mean what they call the big Satan, which would be Babylon the Great, and then the little Satan, which would be the ones that call themselves Israelis. Okay, he made that connection. I just wanted to say a couple of more things. Hold on.
It is called under the Geneva Convention forcible transfer of people, and it's an atrocity crime, and there will be justice for this.
What about the significant?
And there will be justice for this, yeah. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is coming to serve of justice. So what was just said? What did he just say? See, people missed that, right? I just read that, okay? What is this? Ask them people right here what they're going through right now. Okay, this is coming here. This is being exported all over the world. Okay, here's what it looks like, and here it is. Here's what we've been saying. We're warning the people. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. Here's what it looks like. Let me keep reading. The beginning of famine. You hear what they're doing? They're systematically starving them. They're chasing them from one end, right, of Gaza to the other end of Gaza, killing them, hunting them down and just killing them, verbatim. Here's what the beginning of sorrows and great mourning. That's what's going on over there. Sorrows and great mourning is coming here. The beginning of famine. They're starving them out, and people are dying. Great death. The beginning of war. They're in the middle of a war over there. Without a gun. You're just running until you can't run no more. And then you're dying. There's the great death. And the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do in these evils? Ezra is like, woe is me. But that's some fucked up shit. What's some fucked up? That. It's coming here. Okay. That's what's going on. All right. Does it not say wars right here? The beginning of war. Wars is in there too. Famine is. What's going on over there? Famine. Wars. Death. Great death. That they're not even telling you the real numbers. Okay. Behold, famine and plague. What's going on over there? Don't they have polio? What is it? Polio? Tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Can we do this? Polio in Gaza. Look at that. Is Israel using polio as a bioweapon in Gaza? Israel bombs polio vax site. They're poking them. Polio and other infections have become rampant in Gaza due to Israel's siege 2 months ago. Go back. What is it? Behold, famine. They just explained the famine. And plague, polio, tribulation. That's tribulation. What's going on in Gaza? All right. So it's going down, basically. Anguish, weeping and gnashing of teeth is what's going on right now. And we warned you, and here we are. Okay. And there's some Jakes over there catching straight hell, too. Anyway, we'll leave it right there. There's your update. This is coming here. All right. Watch my previous video. Where is it? Watch this video right here. Not that. It's my video. It's right here. Skeletor, the unknown prophet. Watch that video, and you'll understand what's coming here. Okay? So everybody's at war. It's coming here. This is coming here. Whatever that was. That situation in Gaza, right? War torn. Coming here. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say Shabbat Shalom.